And so this morning I posted some notes about a meeting I attended last night here in Orlando to address how we should deal with the ice wave that is coming through town right now. So anyhow, somebody saw my post, and I ended up in a kind of a weird um, online debate with them. And their point was that we shouldn't be doing anything to interfere with ICE or show any concern about this ice wave or what's happening to these people. And this person said, "Oh, how they're just coming here just to get free welfare and stuff like that," which is factually untrue. But the thing that I told her is, not one of us got to choose the circumstances of our birth, where we were born, how we were born, who our parents were, whether we were born into a family that was rich or poor, a family in the United States or elsewhere. I was at a rally this past weekend. I was reminded that migration is a part of the human experience since humans have existed. That they were, living one place, and there was droughts. They had to move to another place so they could get to water, they could get to food. And this has been going on forever. I mean, that's just part of the human experience. And when I hear, particularly in this ongoing immigration debate in the United States, particularly when I hear people who are white kind of complaining about this, they seem to forget that their descendants moved here from Europe to escape poverty, religious, political oppression, or just looking for a better opportunity. So is that much different from what the current day migrants are doing, looking for a better opportunity, escaping bad circumstances? I mean, this is a story, it wasn't, more than 100 years ago, they had signs up saying no Irish, no Italians, no Germans. This is, so they seem to, people don't seem to have any sense of history, but that's how the Europeans got here. Quite frankly, my forefathers, we were unwilling immigrants here. We were brought here in chains on the bottom of ships. And a lot of white people don't like to be reminded about that. But we're all in the same boat together. And it seems like we can give everybody a little bit of grace. For the people who claim to be very religious, I remind you of Matthew 25. Now, I'm not a really religious person, but as I recall, the scripture goes, "For I was a stranger and you welcomed me." We need to show a little bit of grace. We need to show a little bit of humanity. There's got to be a common sense way. People say, well, they need to come here the right way. Recently there was a situation where all these people were ready to be sworn as U.S. citizens. They'd all passed all the background examinations, passed the test. They were actually there for the swearing in, and they pulled people out of the line and said, well, because of the countries they came from, they couldn't be sworn in at that time. The thing is just, and they say, come here. Those people came here the right way. They followed all the rules, and they still got screwed. And then we say, come here the right way. When you actually look up what it takes to become a U.S. citizen, it can be 20 years to pass through all the different processes and meet all the quotas and all that other stuff like that to get into this country. So it's easy to say that, but in reality, it doesn't really work. So anyway, I just wanted to kind of share that because we go on and on with this debate, and we just sound silly, and we've got to be better than this. And while I think about it, before I forget, fuck Donald Trump and fuck MAGA.